In this foot and ankle mobility series, we're going to work through each movement, starting with just some simple up and down motions. We can easily do 20 to 30 repetitions, just warming up and getting these ankles and toes moving as much as possible. We can then do it from a bent knee position and repeat for another 20 to 30 repetitions. And then start changing the angle, coming in and out, focusing on how that actually feels to get the ankles moving in a different direction. And of course back to the original straight knee position also. And then finishing just with some bigger circular motions, 15 to 20 in each direction. Quite a lot of circles to really mobilize the ankle from here, which is really, really important. We can then go on all fours. Notice how the toes are extended, and so we're dropping the bum back to the heel, but with the toes extended. So there's a big stretch on the toes there. We can then straighten the toes and extend back the other way to stretch the front of the ankle joint. Another 15 repetitions here. And we can go back to the original toe stretch, but on one knee for a stronger variation. You'll feel a big stretch on the underside of the foot here. We can then stretch the toes the opposite way and do almost a single leg squat down. You may get some cramping in the underside of the foot, which is quite normal, but really focus on extending that toe and dropping down, dropping your body weight through the toe. Finishing up with some just nice circles just to loosen that up after a big stretch. And then we can move into looking at the ankle mobility on the wall. So starting, keeping the heel on the ground, simply bend the knee to touch the wall. And when you become proficient at that, you begin to take the toes further away, bending the knee to the wall. As soon as the heel raises, it means you've gone too far. So find a comfortable position for you to be able to do this. And then we can follow a similar pattern, extending the big toe and then repeating to get some more stretch through the sole of the foot, and allow the knee to drop in ever so slightly to the inside of the big toe. Now in a downward dog position, we want to get a nice stretch through the calves. So just dropping one knee and the other, and notice the extension through the toes, where we're really focusing on getting a stretch through the calf as the knee straightens. We can progress to a single leg, almost doing a calf raise, more for the stretch upon that muscle tissue rather than the joint mobility at this stage. Then, looking at the knee bend, simply allow the knee to bend and watch how, from this position with an arch, the arch flattens. So that's what we want to see. We want to see a bend of the knee, the lower shin bone rotating in, the heel doesn't come off and it doesn't come off to the side either. Looking at it from this position, you'll see how that knee comes in, and you'll see in a second in standing how the hip comes out. So combining the knee coming slightly in as it bends and the hip coming out will get that key position. So see how in this position that knee comes in, and in this case on the right side of the screen the hip is higher than on the left. So that hip is pushing out. We can then start to look at some motions of combining this together. So from a square position, we straighten the right knee and we rotate round to the right, spiraling that leg open there. So it's not a whole body movement, we're focusing on spiraling open the leg, creating an arch in the right foot, and then allowing the pelvis and the arm to follow around. So 15, 20 of these quite easily, or just repeat for a couple of minutes. Nice and slow, you should feel tension in the right glute, in the right buttock, as well as in the arch. And then as the knee bends, we can slightly go in the opposite direction. So knee bends and rotate one way, allow the arch to flatten, knee extends, rotate the other, and the arch is created again. So slowly allow the knee to drop in and extend. Knee drops in and extends. We can then, going back to the position on the floor, just get some toe flexion and allow the knee, so we're working on knee and ankle mobility at the same time. Deep knee bends with a raising of the heel off the ground, as long as your knees allow you to do so from this position.